second day of March 2003. I left home shortly after 8:30 on foot towards the city. I said goodbye to the outside of my body. I was going in. The magpies were squabbling in the park. A little fountain splashed chemical bubbles over its lip. Traffic swarmed and swam round Vauxhall Cross like crazy fish with teeth. And anything could be real in a country where red kites were spreading east, and now we had February swallows. Planes for Heathrow roared not far enough overhead, shedding jet trails which pointed over there, those other places where all the frontiers end with a question. All that's left are a dozen copies of my elastic self in blue. Molecules trapped in time, my image, arching, breathing, prone, across a dry and azure pool. There will be no evaporation. My 12 blue selves embody our contract with pleasure, sing the hymn of praise for impurity. I was semi-permeable. One copy holds a mirror. Everyone around me is weeping, addressing themselves to 5 gold spheres, bubbles in which they can see the tears that may be theirs. Every still life should showcase animals. Here, trapped gas has rounded the belly of the lamb, and even photocopying shows the film over the fish's eye. In death they whirl and fly in my Xerox arms. A goose, herrings, a crab, 2 mice, a skate, 3 rabbits, a starfish, rats, and a squid. Bouncing on the copy surface tension of the oval pool, all of us blowing and blown under the sticky water, circling in the blue dry solution, circling in the gorgeous mess of our own gravity. I thought I knew my death. I thought he would announce himself with all the little creaks and groans you hear of. That we'd get friendly and walk our walk of 2 drunkards with him chattering inside me about lumps and arteries and his gift of pain, which would be too big to wrap properly. And some way into our courtship, he'd give me the look, and I'd implode like a ripe mango. I thought I knew my death. So when, after a bee-buzz of an afternoon, the rain started and the fine hairs rose on my neck, and the long hairs tugged my scalp and my mouth stank of seaweed, and a tingle ran round my wrists, I didn't recognize her. She lit a green flame over my head, and even then, I didn't get it. She threw me yards back, traced her filigree red cartoons on my palms until I was gone, and still, I didn't know. He paces the garden, hunting in the borders where nothing's in the right place. A shrub growing small harmoniums. That can't be true. And what are they doing there? Those flowers with the faces of bereaved dogs and scared kittens. Bindweed, made of paperwork and damp beer mats, is flourishing in the shadows, but what's needed now is a spot in sunlight most of the day. Find it. Dig deep. Because the picture on the package shows it'll look great. Bloom a good part of the year. The flower is the color her soul has traced in the eyes of those left behind. The color in the 6th band of the rainbow she lets us glimpse every now and then. was this one in another city, a steeple filled with fire by the incendiary raids of a coalition of the unwilling. Nocturnal shocks pound the citizens who survive, blast them out of their beds into the streets, children bundled under their arms. The gutters flame, dust is alight. I was born in a city, to come and go safely through the boroughs, carrying inside me every morning's news, pictures of soldiers in places they didn't want to understand, made to fight for loose change, for the hell of it, for a can of oil. I live here, the smell of print and ashes in my nose. Opens its dark portrait of a rectangular mouth and says, "Believe in a lass. Believe in mourning and a proper afterlife, which you will come to understand once you strip off, fall in, and swim in ink." Glass roof shattered over my desk. Little cubes pitted my laptop, settled ankle deep on the rug. Silicon dust flew inside and outside my clothes. I tasted it on my lips. I swept and dusted, bore off a ton of fragments. The heart of each piece milky blue in the light. Oh, alchemy of self-cleanness and therms. I breathed glass. It settled in my hair. I felt fine grit in my sheets that night, in my sleep and out of it, when I stirred. I woke up to bare sky over my books. My flesh was glass. I spoke in little clicks and chinks, and my transparent self went about its business all that day, usual.